The Sentinel. Michael Douglas, Kim Basinger, Kiefer Sutherland. Recipe for an interesting, good film. Though this is not the case, so in a way we could stop here. But that is the element we should be sticking to, because there's little to no point to these notes. It's just a damning an exercise in futility. The idea is that maybe people are interested in those fellows there. Maybe we can make a horror movie, a snuff movie. I take a gun and shoot the bastard. Blue and yellow. That's Balzac. He's the absolute pain. The other one is all right. You give him a log, he will shoot. Termina, tâmpitule! And he'll be like the fish. He was giant fish there, but otherwise. So anyway, let's return. So this kind of movie nobody's watching anymore and shouldn't, is for our notes, because there's a symbiosis there. Nobody's watching these notes, nobody's watching those movies. So there you go. We are perfect for each other. But then our notes are more justifiable in that they don't cost anything. Just three amigos doing this and then screaming at each other. But with no expense, no damage to the environment, more or less. I mean, if we don't do this, we just do something else under that light over there. But for all that effort to produce such a small mouse, like the Latin saying, what was it? Nascit capitum mus, something like the mountains kicked each other and they just gave out a ridiculous mouse. It's silly in a way. On the other hand, the book, all those interested in the movies maybe very probably should read, which is Adventures in the Screen Trade by William Goldman, who repeats in there, nobody knows what will work. They don't know when this movie will be a success, Oscars, black box office success, even if the two don't really go together for most of the time, perhaps especially for the latest Oscar winners, Moonlight, the Green Book didn't really have a lot of success at the box office. Perhaps especially Parasite. Well, Parasite was a smash in South Korea and for that type of movie, I think around the world, before the pandemic hit, of course. But in the US, I don't think, with so many supporters of the very stable genius who dismissed shot at the movie. But what do you expect of him? Nothing, actually. Well, only the worst. I don't think it made more than 5 million in the US, so who knows. So this one is about the Sentinel, the Secret Service, and the president, and defending him, speaking the very stable genius, and many other movies have been made about it. One comes to mind in particular, In the Line of Fire, Clint Eastwood, Rene Russo, and the marvelous John Malkovich. As it happened, when it was in cinemas here, I was in tours, and I had a visit. I had a client, in fact, who came to me and introduced himself. Pop, what his name was. I don't know the other. David, I think. David Pop. Interesting. I don't think I remember the name though. He said, I'm with the Secret Service, and I thought, well, what is that? If it's secret, how come you're telling me? And in fact, I asked after maybe the first alarm. And he said, that's just a name. We're not supposed to hide our profession, identity. They're the ones now we all know. I didn't know at that time. That's maybe 30 years ago. No, not really. 25. Anyway, I wasn't a baby. So, they're just the ones in the line of fire, and they didn't tell me secrets of the thing, of course, except, well, some minor things with a guy coming with a screen. What the pognesk? Termina! With a squeegee in traffic and creating something. Oh! An alarm. For nothing. I mean, he was just one of the people on the street, a homeless person. And then talking of in the line of fire with him, because it happened to be, and we took some pictures also with him. And I have a picture with him and me, and with him and Clinton. He was in active service with the president at the time of the Clinton administration. Then he went on to Europe because they were also working counterfeit in fighting crime connected with counterfeit currency bills. So he went to Europe. Thus I could make a connection. I know this guy who knows, well, worked along in the vicinity of the president. I could joke. And he said that in the love scene between the Clint Eastwood and Rene Russo characters, when they drop like 100 things on the floor before they get to bed and get to have sex, he said, yeah, we do carry things with us. So that was the only, well, not secret. You could guess they have to carry all sorts of things. Only secret he shared. And that was a better movie. This one is crazy in the sense that there's too much going on. It's too. So okay, you have some trying to assassinate, but then you have the secret agent, that's Michael Douglas, who seems to be too old for the job. I mean, it's enough that you have a leader who is so sick, I mean, mad, crazy now. Infected with COVID and overweight and so on. You can't have those defending him, being with him, also old, and in love with the First Lady, Kim Basinger. Yeah, well, that explains. To be in love with this one, another crazy figure, I mean, recorded recently saying "fuck Christmas" and taking on the children of the immigrants, and oh my God, well, it makes sense. I mean, you can't be a companion, even if just a trophy wife, and just there for the material interest, not because he's such a lovely guy. Still, you have to be much like him. And so, on the other hand, old Secret Service people would be the thing, because he's infecting them with COVID. So, at least if they lose, they should lose people in their 90s. I don't know, not young men. And the film is and not because I say so. It has a Metascore which is not decent.